Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome into the show that's on in the afternoon.
Yeah.
No problems on this show.
Hey, nice and
Doing
smooth.
great, man.
That's right.
There we go. All right. I just jinxed it.
No way. I knocked the
Darn.
wood-ish. What glass?
We've got some great guests in here to start the week.
Yeah.
Very excited to talk to Bill Boxer and Jeff Potts.
Yeah.
Bill is an amazing photographer who we've had on the show before.
Absolutely.
Jeff, the new executive director of the St. John's Cultural Council. So a lot going on there.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to dive into a little bit of it. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah, buddy. But before we do that, we'll remind you of our great friends at Bozard Ford Lincoln since 1949. They've been more than just a dealership. They're a family-owned beacon of trust right here in St. Augustine, founded on honesty, integrity, and community service. Those Bozard family traditions continue to thrive to this very day. An amazing state-of-the-art service facility, 91 climate-controlled service bays, so you're never waiting for a bay. A quick lane for no appointment needed maintenance, and you can always enjoy the comforts of their customer lounge and the amazing flavors of Ford's Garage while you're out there. Bozard Ford Lincoln offers the best in pricing, selection, and service just off I-95 and State Road 16, where your satisfaction is their mission, and they are driven to inspire. And the Bailey Group, because getting enrolled in a health insurance or Medicare plan does not have to be complicated. At the Bailey Group, you're going to work with a local insurance advisor, which is super important, by the way, to find just the right insurance coverage for your specific needs and your budget. Their goal is making getting covered simple. No added costs, no extra fees. The Bailey Group handles individual health and Medicare, corporate benefits, and financial needs for their clients. Let them do that for you. Give yourself some peace of mind. We'll let them give you some peace of mind. 904-461-1800. All right, man, let's get into it, shall we?
Yeah.
Gentlemen, how y'all doing this afternoon? Good to see you. Good to have you in studio.
Great. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
I'm great today.
Good.
Good.
Jeff, welcome. I think this is your first appearance on the show.
Yeah.
How does it feel to step into this role of executive director at the St. John's Cultural Council? What drew you to this opportunity?
Sure. Great place to start. So I've spent my career in the arts. So 30 plus years of running arts venues, running organizations, building nonprofit organizations. And when I saw the position posted, like everybody does when they get a new job, it really brings together everything I've been doing of helping support communities, creating a creative economy, if you will, where art isn't just something pretty to look at or experience. It's really driving business. That's really cool. And so I'm thrilled to be in St. Johns County. There's such amazing assets here already that I just get to help kind of make sure that everything's working together. And that's
So
nice.
Where were you prior to St. Johns County?
Sure. So most of my career I spent in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So
Oh, wow. Cool.
yeah, great place.
Milwaukee, hey, I heard. Yes, right. Yeah.
Algonquin for the good land.
Very good. Yeah.
You wouldn't necessarily think of Wisconsin as a hub for the arts, but it really was. We love performing arts. We love to get out and enjoy music. We like to figure out how to incorporate creativity and color to everything we do. And so working in the arts in Wisconsin was great. And then a few years back, I chased a project in the mountains of Virginia. So
Cool.
a couple times in my career, I've helped bring back old theater buildings that were built in the 20s. The Great Depression hit. They became movie houses. And then by the turn of the new century, a lot of towns and cities were bringing these back to life. So 3 times I've helped do that
Sort of like
professionally.
the evolution of art. I think that's kind of cool that you're kind of stewarding that kind of mission and that movement. That's awesome.
Yeah, when they came online in the 20s, it was the roaring 20s, and they were meant to be gathering spaces in downtowns, and then life happens. And so to help bring these back is very much in tow with what we do at the Cultural Council, where we fund artists, arts organizations, and really cool culinary or cultural history events. And we just make sure that the quality of life here is great.
Yeah.
And man, that's a mission I can get behind.
I love it.
Very cool. Now, Bill, you've got an exhibition. Is this up? Is this coming up?
It's coming up. The
Okay.
opening is the opening is April 9th.
Oh, great! Right
Fantastic.
around
So
the
ready-
corner.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Awesome. What can we expect?
40 photos of a collection that I've been working on called Close to Home.
Cool.
Mm.
What's the premise on that?
The premise is my whole outlook on photography changed with the pandemic.
Oh,
I started what I called Close to Home because that's where we were.
yeah, absolutely.
And I didn't want to give up the work that I do.
Mm.
And it gave me the opportunity to start looking closer at nature in the backyard.
Wow.
And I've always loved nature and photography. But now I started focusing on flowers and following through the day, garden wildlife, dewdrops, reflections. And I refined it. And then I started looking back at my previous work to see where all the relationships were. And then as I kept working it and refining it, a project came together, and I started looking more into the nature, into tree bark. I mean, all of these various things that we take for granted. And it came together, and now I have the opportunity to share that with the community.
There's so many different layers to your art, which I think is great. But what I'm seeing is, because I know you as a musician,
Yes,
right?
that's
so
true.
Really kind of thinking about this collection and rolling it out, all of these different images. How did music kind of infuse here? Because I know you're a layer master. Like, you know, like, are you seeing that within your photography?
Here's something interesting, which I found out about later in life, and actually not until I was here in Florida. Something that I always had a relationship with color and music. And I identified tonality and harmonicity in music with color. It's how I identified sounds. Fine, this is who I am. This is what I do. I was at a concert in 2016, right after we had moved to St. Augustine. This was in Jacksonville, actually. And it was a chamber music concert. It was a small group from the Jacksonville Symphony performing at the museum, the MoCA Museum.
Awesome.
And there was a screen behind. It was art and graphics produced by the University of North Florida. Behind the music, it was Bach that they were playing. Very nice. I enjoyed the concert. And then after the concert, I was chatting with one of the administrators from the symphony. And I said, you know, that was really a wonderful concert, but the colors were wrong. And he looked at me. He said, you have synesthesia. I said, what?
What?
It was a surprise to me. And then I did a little research on it. I identify, as I said, tonality and harmonicity with color.
Oh.
And as you asked me about how it affects my artwork and my photography, never thought about it. And I realized that there's a lot of, I push the limits with color and saturation, just to the point where it's not over.
Right, true.
And utilizing nature, and there's so much color. And that is how this project evolved. And then I started looking back, as I said, in my previous work, and I realized I've done this for years and never thought about it.
Yeah.
And now
Close to home is synergy.
There it is.
I love that. I love that.
Jeff, this exhibition seems to really emphasize community and connection to place, connection to home, right? How does Close to Home align with your vision for the St. Johns County Cultural Council moving forward?
Sure. So, you know, a big part of what we do is support local artists like Bill. And I love that you mentioned he was a musician, because that was first how I met Bill as well.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden my team's like, and he's our next exhibition for Art in Public Spaces. I was like, wait a minute, how does this all work together? And then Bill tells a great story and you understand why. You know, our role is really to highlight these great stories and these talents in our community. So a few years ago when we started Art in Public Spaces, it was because we were in the county's administrative building, the big rotunda there, and those walls were just screaming for something that wasn't politics or decision making.
Yeah.
And so this really came about as a way to bring art into that rotunda area, so that when business was going on, you know, just maybe we got a little extra inspiration in there, and that's really how it continued. So when you look at these 3 or 4 exhibitions we do every year, it's all about bringing to light a local talent, something St. Johns County might not know has been elevated this high, and Bill's just the perfect example of that. Not only a musician, but a talented photographer, but a great storyteller as well.
Yeah, I think that's great. And can you think of like one particular piece in this collection that really just is that's your prima donna?
I think it's the signature piece that we're using of the dewdrops on the purple flower.
Yeah,
I think that has to be the one.
it's absolutely beautiful. I could see that being on like a cover of like Pink Floyd, you know, vinyl or something.
Yeah.
Just something very open and airy, but still contrived to like what that purple really in that flower. I love that.
And you start to wonder what's in that dewdrop, what's
Yeah.
behind that, and then of course it's gone and just moves on to the next one.
Like you just missed her, like a spirit that just flies right past you.
yeah.
I love that.
What are you guys working on down there at the Cultural Council that people need to be aware is coming up
Yeah.
in the near future?
A couple real big things. So in April, we start workshops for what is the primary part of our business, and that is administering the TDC grants. So artists, arts organizations, cultural events, they rely on these funds every year to help make sure that these events take place. And so we start our workshops, which are mandatory, and that's going to lead to hundreds of thousands of dollars doing good in our community. Couple other things people should be aware of. Later this month at the Waterworks, we hold our annual, we call them Rowita. It's recognizing outstanding women in the arts awards, and we have 5 women this year that we are recognizing for their contributions to St. Johns County, and these are inspiring stories. It happens on the last Saturday of the month in the afternoon. It is open to the public, but seating is extremely limited, but check that out if you can.
It's amazing. Yeah, that's an awesome moment.
Very powerful stuff. And then the last thing people should know about is the Waterworks itself. So this is this cool little venue that I'm not sure everybody's familiar with, but we have a stage in there. We can seat 100 people, and we've partnered with, the Gamble Rogers folks to put live music in there at least once a month. And this month it's the Jeff Picker band, and so you'll get some good folk music on that stage, and
Cool.
it's a cool vibe in there.
Yeah.
It's very intimate.
The
And
exposed brick. I love that too. It's really awesome.
And we just wrapped up theater there. And so, really what people should know, and that I've learned in my month here, is that the Waterworks is this really cool community facility for creative output. We do concerts, we do theater, we do poetry readings, we do painting classes. If you can imagine it, we'll put it on our stage and figure out a way to invite the community. So check out the Waterworks.
So with this new leadership role that you're taking, how are you going to incorporate like your panache, like your moment on this? Are you going to focus and really target to highlight local artists?
That's going to be a big part of it. Our organization's really interesting because I mentioned these TDC grants. And so these are really designed to create awesome things that attract visitors that stay in our hotel rooms. And we all know the value of the tourist dollars.
Yeah.
But we originally got started as our designated local arts agency, which means back in the day, the state-of-the-arts license plates people have, you pay an extra $20 for those, and we get that money to do good in the community.
Great.
Yeah,
Cool.
And it's a really neat program, but I don't think people are aware of that. And so we have these 2 different sides to what we do. It's the tourist side, but it's also this support local artists, and that's where I think we're going to have a much bigger impact in the next couple of years. Is I really want to focus in on how we elevate our local arts communities, whether that's the visual arts, the performing arts. Starving musicians are everywhere. Let's get them on a stage and pay them someplace. So it is about elevating our local arts scene. I don't think our community is necessarily missing anything, but I think we can add a layer of professionalism and hopefully some extra strategic planning that makes sure we're growing this in a cohesive way so that we don't grow too fast. We've seen that with other events, and we want to do this in a smart way that supports our infrastructure to grow and be self-sustaining. Easier said than done, though.
True. Yeah. I just love to see some mentorship happen with some locals. I mean, if you get Romero Brito in town, like having local artists or students in there to be able to have that professional experience, I think that's really going to be a good synergy between the tourist side and the local side. I could really see that being something really awesome.
Absolutely. We have a young man on my team named Brandon that's an artist, and he's amazing. And I've talked to him about, you don't have to go to New York or LA or Miami to be an artist.
True.
You can do it right here.
100%.
And I smile really hard because this is the kind of community that could produce something just outstanding and world renowned. There's no reason we can't compete with those other cities. We just need to make sure we're doing it in a smart way that supports our own.
That right there is amazing. I love that. Sound clip that one. That's a good one.
So we're going to scrap that igloo at the roundabout, right? We're going to scrap that igloo. We're going to get some local artists in there.
We're going to sell beer and hot dogs at the igloo, and we're going to find
People are going to die. People are going to die.
You heard it first.
No, that's awesome.
Good stuff,
Where
yeah.
do people follow you guys? Keep up with what you're doing.
So we do have that split identity. You can find us at Historic Coast Culture or St. John's Cultural Center. Honestly, most of these great events in town, you're going to see our logo. It hangs out in the bottom corner, and it doesn't mean much, and that's cool. I'm happy being in the background, just making sure we're supporting these events. But if you really want to know what's going on, come to the Waterworks. We're open every day of the week except Mondays. Just stop by, knock on the door. We'll show you around. I'll talk your ear off for a little bit, and we'll make great things happen.
That's awesome. Bill, tell us when that exhibit starts again.
April 9th, and it will run until June 7th.
This is a gift to our
Awesome.
community, sir. I'm really excited for this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you both very much. Great conversation. A lot of cool stuff headed our way.
Yeah.
Appreciate you having us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. A lot of good stuff going on, man.
I like it. Yeah. I like his mission too of like connecting locals. I think that's really important with the tourism crowd. It's that synergy that we need. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hey, if you want to see if you want to play tourist in your own home,
There
you
it
can
is.
do that
Nice.
with our friends at Old Town Trolley, where
Yes,
you can
sir.
sit back and relax as their licensed and talented tour conductors share over 500 years of St. Augustine's accurate history, our culture, and our old world charm while you experience unforgettable views aboard their open-air trolleys. Guests can enjoy the city's European flavor, the brick-lined streets, and the sights, such as the Castillo de San Marcos, the Fountain of Youth, and Henry Flagler's former Ponce de Leon Hotel, a.k.a. Flagler College. It's a 90-minute tour, 22 stops, and more than 100 points of interest. You can use your ticket all day for on and off boarding as well, and it includes free admission to the St. Augustine History Museum, free shuttle service to many area hotels, and free access to the beach bus shuttle service. They are the green trains, and they're awesome.
Hey, Floridians, let's talk about something we take very seriously. That's air conditioning and heating, of course. We're not fans of being left in a frenzy of hot and humid mess, right? No. So when was the last time somebody came over and gave you a good checkup on your system? Well, for a fabulous 45 years, Steve Chapman's All-American Air have been the AC hero of St. Augustine and beyond. We're talking St. John's, Flagler, Duval, and Putnam counties. They're not just the experts of the cool cats of warranty and non-warranty service work. They also have preventative maintenance agreements, new construction installations, and rocking high-efficiency systems. From Lennox Wonders to the ultra-smart iComfort thermostat, they've got all your HVAC products in sight. Give them a call today, 904-461-0070.
And Bin 39 Wine Bar right in the heart of downtown St. Augustine and the St. George Inn. Great little place to sit down, hang out with some friends, laugh, watch the day go away as you sip away on some, how many times can I say away?
I mean, it works.
Beautiful wines,
Take me
wonderful
away.
wines.
It's like Calgon, Take Me Away commercials. Remember those from Zach?
That's right. It's just a great place to hang out. Perfect weather to be hanging out in their courtyard and sipping on a bottle of wine that you've never tried before.
Nice.
And they got all of them down there. Over 95 for you to choose from, hand-selected from across the world. You'll never find many of these anywhere else in town. Bin 39, 4 St. George Street. Got to get down there sometime very, very soon. It's perfect time of year for Bin 39. It's the perfect time of the show for horoscopes. Ooh. Aries, Taurus, and Gemini on deck. Start with Aries. Aries, you're about as subtle as a neon sign. This week, your enthusiasm might come across like a toddler hyped up on too much sugar, much to everyone's annoyance.
Yeah.
You'll charge headfirst into challenges, oblivious to the consequences, only to find out that the universe isn't impressed with your fearless approach. Look forward to a financial mistake that will make you question your life choices. But at least you'll have a broken pencil collection.
Oh,
Financial choices, I guess that has to do with financial choices.
broken pencils.
Yeah.
Still work, though.
Yeah, just sharpen them up. Taurus. No, dear Taurus, your stubbornness is outmatched by your love for overpriced artisanal cheese.
Okay, Rick.
This week, you'll refuse to change your outdated phone, fearing new technology like it's a talking dog.
Qualcomm.
Watch out for someone trying to convince you to do something new. Your resistance will result in missing out on the best cookies ever.
Ooh.
Don't worry, though. You can always be mad about it while you munch on stale crackers. Gemini. You got some more personalities. You got more personalities than a 3-ring circus has clowns.
Wow.
This week, not even you will be able to keep track of who you are. Prepare for your charm to wreak havoc in your own life as your words get tangled worse than a cat in a ball of yarn. Your many interests will lead you to starting dozens of projects and finishing none. But think of it this way. Who needs completion when you can have a cancellation of a half-built birdhouse?
Ooh. Well, the birds will still use it anyway, you know, they make the perch.
Right? Yeah.
Weird. You know what else is weird is the St. Augustine Amphitheater Farmers Market. It's a weird, great time. We
Is
love
it?
it.
Okay,
yes,
yeah.
people love it because we're so used to it being in the morning. This is the night market. This is where all
the
cool
night
kids-
market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool kids hang out here. Spring Night Market, March 25th, 5 to 9 p.m. Come see them for 80 of their favorite food and art vendors and local music under the oaks of the Amp. The St. Augustine Amphitheater Night Market is, again, March 25th from 5 to 9 p.m. Check that out. Local handmade arts and crafts. Music under the oaks. Very cool. It says under the options. That sounds, I think they meant oaks there, but that's good.
Great
Spade
time,
McQuaid, right?
regardless.
Yeah. Spade McQuade and Jimmy Bragg are going to be playing that night.
Sounds good.
Hey, we'll be hearing a little bit about this tomorrow, too. Join Home Again St. John's for Footloose Frenzy on March 28th. That's a Friday, the Tringali Barn. Enjoy music from Marshall Horn while supporting, again, Home Again St. John's. Tickets are $100. That's great because we see a lot of fundraisers out there that are more than that, which includes food, an open bar, a live auction, and dancing. Sponsorship opportunities are available. You can talk to Troy about that. But yeah, you can sign up. I'll put link in comments. Pretty awesome. HomeAgainStJohns.org for more Footloose Frenzy.
Nice. That'll be fun.
Everybody loves
Sounds like a good
little
time.
Kevin Bacon moment there.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. Hey, we heard about this one too. Save the date. The Baddies comedy special event is happening March 19th at Paper Room.